I think right now I'm going to be giving a round of applause to Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks. Good on you guys. Good on you guys for selling out the Sears Center in Chicago, Illinois, or outside of Chicago, depending on who you're talking to. To me, it doesn't matter. They still sold out a 10K venue arena for a professional wrestling show. And for me personally, I'm one of those people that are not under this idea that there's this wrestling boom and that everything in wrestling is awesome. I always feel like wrestling is just kind of like a little beeping heart. Like, yeah, it's there. It's in some mainstream forms of media. But for the most part, it's just staggering. And then sometimes you'll get this big leap where it's just like this huge thing that you didn't see coming. And quite frankly, if you were to ask me, Chase, do you think All In would sell out? I would say, it could get 7K people. I was under the belief that they could at least get 5K, 7K being the max. But the fact that they were able to get 10K, 10,000 people at that Sears Center for basically what is a glorified ROH Super Card of Honor, let's just be real here, that's some good stuff. And I got to give props to Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks taking the initiative, saying, hey, we want to do this. We want to go all in. We want to give you guys a wrestling show that we think will be awesome. Here you go. And so when you look at it, you kind of think to yourself, how come All In was successful? How come All In sold out? While other companies like New Japan Pro Wrestling, they're struggling to sell out the Cow Palace. And then also as well with other companies like such as Ring of Honor, which most of these guys do wrestle for, and also Impact Wrestling. Why is it that those companies don't try to get, 10K venues? How come other indie promotions don't try to do what Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks did, where they have a show in a 10K seat arena and try to sell it out? Well, here are some reasons why I think All In did sell out. One reason is the marketing between this event was done to perfection. And what I mean is this. It's an idea, it's a thing that not only wrestling fans can get behind, but just any basic entrepreneur, any basic human being can get behind the idea of All In. I feel like with the idea of All In, you don't have to be a wrestling fan to appreciate what these three dudes are trying to do. Hey, here are three really well-known wrestlers for their crafts, and Cody Rhodes, Nick Jackson, and Matt Jackson. They're trying to produce what they think is going to be one of the best shows possible. They want to produce a big show. It's been one of their dreams to show that they can not only be professional wrestlers, but be producers, be writers, be people that are going to pretty much make a super show. So if you're someone that is just someone that wants to live a dream or wants to own a business or wants to promote something, All In is definitely something where you can get behind. It has a theme in itself called All In. You're saying, hey, I want to go all in with the Young Bucks. I want to go all in with Cody Rhodes. I want to go all in with these dudes. These guys are not just sitting there just passing it by. They're ambitious. And a lot of people, they can get behind ambitious people. What are the people that motivate you in life? Are they people that you see working hard, grinding? You get motivated by those people. You don't get motivated by people who are just stagnant or depressed all the time. Yes, it is a courageous effort to come on camera or to admit that you do have depression, but ultimately the people that motivate you are those who are working and grinding and ambitious. You embrace that grind. You trust the process. You follow those people on Instagram, Twitter, and stuff like that. And when it comes to Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks, seeing them grind and being ambitious with this all-in event is huge in itself. That's something where a common, everyday Joe Schmo can get behind, even if they're not professional wrestling fans. So when you look at the marketing aspect of All In 2018, this was something that was just genius from the start, because it was just like, hey, anyone can kind of get behind this event. And then the way that they announced their talents, they were saying, hey, guys like Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, a bunch of other names are trying to come in and wrestle for this event. It made it feel like that this was one of the bigger shows too for professional wrestling, that after WrestleMania, what was next? Like, for real, what was the next big wrestling show after WrestleMania? Yeah, you could argue SummerSlam, and sure, SummerSlam holds that merit. But outside of WrestleMania, the next big wrestling show, it felt like All In was that next big wrestling show. It felt like a lot of people were saying, okay, after Mania, we're looking forward to going to All In. All In is probably the next big thing. All In is probably the next big event. Like I said, yes, SummerSlam holds that merit. Maybe some people say Dominion for New Japan. Maybe some people are saying Slammiversary for Impact. But ultimately, in general, I felt like All In was the next big show, that this was the next big thing because people were intrigued by it. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier in the video, we're talking about people could get behind the idea. I just felt people were saying, man, this is crazy. They actually want to try to do this. And especially when you looked at the months of what the wrestling that the Rhodes and the Young Bucks are doing, you're just saying, what kind of matches are they going to be doing at All In? Because it's like, Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega, you would figure they would want to save that for All In, except they did it at ROH Supercard of Honor at WrestleMania weekend. So you're just wondering to yourself, what are they going to do? So All In just kind of had that buzz around it. Not to mention, it's in Chicago, outside of Chicago, and, you know, there's always a chance of surprises, you know. I'm not going to lie. I think maybe a chance of maybe seeing CM Punk kind of boosted up this show a little bit. Not gonna lie, it's not out of the question that CM Punk can make the event. Sure that he's doing a Pro Wrestling Tees signing, and sure Matt Jackson said in the press conference that or Nick Jackson, I can't remember which one said it, said that he's focusing on MMA, but his fight's in June. All In's in September. I'm not saying CM Punk needs a match. I'm just saying CM Punk could make an appearance. And I'm pretty sure there are some wrestling fans, not all 10K people, but at least a good amount of people that are going to this show, bought tickets because they thought there is hopes that CM Punk could possibly make an appearance, and that is something that could boost something up. And even if he doesn't make an appearance, I feel like some fans were just saying, hey, we want to support these guys and what they're doing. That's just when it comes down to it. A lot of people just wanted to support these guys. But I feel like those are some of the factors of why All In sold out. And also, too, compared to like let's say a New Japan, which overcharges their tickets, and trust me, someone who bought a ticket for Strong Style Evolved to sit in the freaking middle row, I paid $230. All right, I paid $230 for a middle row ticket at Strong Style Evolved. I don't know how much All In was asking for their tickets, but I'm pretty sure they weren't asking for a whole lot. Like, I'm pretty sure they're not asking New Japan absurd levels of ticket pricing, because let's just be real here. I'm pretty sure if $230 is to sit in the mid levels, and I'm not even talking about on the floor seating, I'm talking about actual mid levels in the freaking Walter Pyramid Stadium in Long Beach, California. Okay, so I'm pretty sure All In, maybe the most for a ticket for the front row was $400, which would be fair for a 10K venue arena, especially an independent show. I don't know if you guys purchased tickets to the event. I would love to know what were the ticket pricing, because New Japan, I can tell you right now, they overcharge their prices for their tickets, and they don't really market themselves well to the United States. But also the thing is too, some people need to understand the reason why Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks are able to do this, and why other wrestling promotions don't necessarily have the ability to do this or can't do this. It's just more of the cost that the Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks do. See, Cody Rhodes and Young Bucks, they're putting in their money into this event. They self-finance this event for themselves. And they have a revenue income that keeps coming in. And sure, yes, there are other expenses that they have to worry about, such as their families and all these other stuff. But when it comes down to it, it's different for them because they're not running a company like an Impact Wrestling or an ROH, where they're doing a bunch of different house shows and they have to pay venue costs over there. They have to pay internet entertainment tax over there. They pretty much just have to make sure that they have those venues and those shows going up. It's harder for a wrestling promotion like Impact Wrestling or Ring of Honor to really do a 10K venue type of deal like that, because they have to worry about all their house shows. They have to worry about all the other shows that they've been promoting. It's just a little bit different. Not saying they don't have the ability to do so. I'm pretty sure they can, but it's just more from a cost efficient perspective. Think about owning a company like Impact Wrestling, where you have to worry about your editing schedule, not to mention worry about your house show schedule that you have set. And then you have all these other shows that you have set that you're co-promoting with. And then also you want to try to get a 10K arena to sell out. I mean, yeah, you can get a 10K arena to sell out, but if you're still making money doing these smaller shows, why would you put so much money into a 10K arena when the cost won't even provide so much value? Sure, it makes it seem fancy that, hey, you got that 10K arena once, but it doesn't mean that you're going to sell out that 10K arena, and doesn't mean that you're going to get it all the time. With All In, this is something where it's like, I hope it's only a once-in-a-lifetime event for them. You know, if they want to try to promote other shows in the future, cool. But when it comes to this, these are three guys with their own funds, where it's like, yeah, they have to worry about, you know, real-life expenses. But besides that, I'm pretty sure these guys get good travel cost coverage for the amount of travel that they do for New Japan and all these other independent promotions. These guys work a lot. They make a lot of good revenue when it comes down to their t-shirts and all those other stuff. I'm pretty sure that the Bucks and Cody Rhodes are fine when it comes down to making money. And so that's why I feel like they had more money to invest into an event like this. And I'm sorry about my dogs going crazy in the background. There's nothing I can do there, folks. But nonetheless, I am happy for All In 2018. I am happy that they were able to sell out a venue like this. Hopefully, we see something like this more in the wrestling future as my dog Della Rosa goes crazy in the background. Anyways, guys, thank you all very much for watching this video. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Mother's Day. Enjoy the rest of your day with your moms. And if it's not Mother's Day in your country, just say I love you, Mom, anyways. And if you don't have a mom, just find a motherly figure and say I love you to them. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. Remember, guys, just like our Universal Champion Brock Lesnar, sometimes we don't have to give a shit in life. And